Welcome to Lent Day 26 in Decolonial Love in Times of Hatred. Today's word is righteous compassion, and we will reflect on something very difficult for all of us: judgment. Jesus says in Matthew 7, "Do not judge. First, take the log out of your own eye." Let's make no mistake here. We live in a culture of condemnation, not compassion or righteousness. We criticize, we label, we categorize people rather quickly. Sometimes we even believe we're doing the work of God, following the law according to order. But Jesus invites us to something much deeper and bigger than ourselves: righteous compassion. Compassion that does not mean ignoring wrongdoing, but it means recognizing that every one of us needs the mercies of God to make it day by day, moment by moment. None of us sees perfectly. None of us understand fully. None of us function without bias. None of us can fully comprehend another person's full story and particular context. And yet we often fall and support a distortion, a caricature of God's character and His creation, a form of concept of what it means to be human, citizen, somebody of good, as designed by world systems, to convince us that some of us are more worthy than others, and that the hierarchies of worth in place in societies and in enterprises, in structures, in institutions, and even in our families and churches are part of God's design. Who is respectable? Who belongs, who is acceptable, who deserves, and who doesn't. This is what I call a colonial algorithm of humanity, and I usually count 14 different categories, boxes that we can check to see how that algorithm puts some people at the front and some other at the back, higher category, lower category, and is in a way a silent and sophisticated system that ranks human beings according to race, place, nationality, class, and even religious identity. And who's using that? Everybody, and every institution is using that kind of ranking. But the gospel interrupts that system and distortion with Christo praxis, the radical love of Jesus for the victims and hatred of condemnation of the very systems that produced them. Jesus looked at and loved people that society had already judged. He loved them, forgave them, and placed them as the first of the kingdom. Is that what we call the reversal of the social order? Because Jesus was able to see them through the lens of the beautiful image of his Abba Father, Imago Dei. Righteous compassion begins with humility and continues with generosity. It begins when we say, "Lord, help me see the log in my own eye." Because compassion is not weakness, it is courage to see others as partners in redemption, not enemies to be defeated and exterminated. So Lent invites us to ask a hard question today. Where in my life have I practiced condemnation instead of compassion? And what would it look like to begin again with the heart and the practice of Jesus of Nazareth? You're welcome to continue walking this journey with us.